All right, Scorpion thoughts.
Scorpion thoughts.
Just because we didn't get a chance to talk about it when it came out.
Well, I remember being the most hyped on it initially.
Yeah,
I remember liking it a lot off the bat. I'm not saying it's worn down on me, but I have found like my favorite songs, and it's got me just kind of focused on those. And I don't know, like Nonstop is not getting me.
I don't like that song at all.
Yeah, Nonstop's not getting me.
And I like Take Keith Beats. Like that's the block. He does a lot of shit for Block Boy and a bunch of other people.
Sandra's Rose is one I really liked first time around, and it's wearing off.
Oh, really? The Primo beat though.
Yeah, no, it's
doesn't
great.
sound like a Primo beat, but it's
ones
sweet.
that are gaining momentum for me are like After Dark and Finesse and Jaded.
Jaded is like lyrically, I can't get behind anything Drake says on Jaded. But that being said, it's like maybe my favorite sounding on the whole record.
See,
and Ty Dolla $ign,
is
like
my favorite sounding.
See, that's not like my style of song.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna love After Dark pretty much ever. But
what is?
My
that's grown folks music the other day.
My perception of that record is like from a rollout standpoint is that it is massively underrated and it's irrevocable. Like there's no way that people are gonna view that album with like a fair shake ever because of the way that it came out.
Right.
And I mean, I don't even know that it's 100% because of the Pusha T thing. I think people.
No, it's not. But I feel like it squashed that with itself.
Yeah, for sure. But because I think it honestly is going to ignite the Kanye and Drake thing down the line, especially because Drake's been dropping these new freestyles where he's just been pushing Kanye's buttons, and I can't imagine Kanye stays stable enough to not respond for
hire
this,
some help.
Yeah,
get rid of these.
Oh my God. Yeah, Mob Ties. But
I love that song.
I love that song too.
Blue
I mean,
Tint,
I truly think that like just from like a hit ratio standpoint, this is his best record since if you're reading this, at least, you know what I mean? So I just think it didn't get a fair shake because people were going into it being like, first of all, too long, second of all, expecting a response, and going into it like just like saying, wondering if it was going to be enough for them to like squash the Pusha T thing. I think he just like,
I hated the singles too.
Really?
Well, no, I don't hate them as songs. Like Nice for What and God's Plan. Like Nice for What's like maybe the best song off the album. Not like my favorite that I'm gonna listen to the most, but that is just like
a great
that's
song.
Gonna last like forever. Like that song's always gonna get spun. But those as the singles are so like they're too wholesome for the singles. Like God's Plan and Nice for What. Like he should have had Nonstop or. Well, I guess I'm Upset was a single too.
Yeah.
And
Upset was dropped right after Duppy Freestyle too.
Right, and that's just not the greatest sounding song either.
No. Upset to me is like the biggest misstep he's had as a single maybe ever. One thing that bothers me a little bit is like Working on Dying did that beat so Oogie Mane, like from Matt Ox and like so like the whole Philadelphia Working on Dying thing has been like an underground sensation for so long, and to see it like see the light on Upset and like that's like the worst Drake song and the worst song on the album was like a total bummer for me because I wanted to like it so bad. But I do think
that's up in the charts. People are liking that. I mean, it's
for
being
sure
well received.
But that rollout, like, I think goes flawlessly if Pusha T doesn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, think about it from, like, this standpoint. God's Plan is, like, the charitable video, but also, like, a big hit song.
Oh, I see what he was going
Undeniable.
for. I just feel like they saw that before anything happened and then didn't adjust. And
they
kept it the way they wanted.
But that's what I'm saying. You have that. Then you have the catering, like, Nice for What is, like, the women's anthem, like, coming from kind of a weird place. But the video has all these, like, famous women in it. And it's got the Lauryn Hill sample and the Big Frida sample.
On God's Plan to probably make that one.
Exactly. And then you have Upset with like the Degrassi reunion video.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like it was so soured by the fact that you've got an actual beef going on, like a rap beef that people care about, and you have Drake just not responding to it. And then releasing his album as if it didn't happen, but also changing content to address it in this weird kind of like,
what I was about to
it's like halfway. You got to either do it or you don't do it.
Like
so
how many of those lyrics addressing like his kid were actually going to be in the album before the beef?
Well, March 14th was completely finished before That's what he played for Kanye when he went to Wyoming. He played March 14th and allegedly didn't change anything. So it's literally him. The last song is him addressing his kid. Apparently did not change a single lyric in it. And that's what Kanye found out and then gave to Pusha T.
Okay,
and then
that
Pusha
makes
T
sense.
released the... Because that's the thing is, like, Drake, when...
Started his
like,
own beef then.
Like, if you... I mean, he just, like, wasn't careful with his own information. Right. But, like, he got home from Wyoming, and if you listen to the beginning of Duppy Freestyle, he's like, the audacity, like, you know, all that stuff. It's because, like, he left Wyoming, and then they released an album immediately where there's bars for him from Pusha T on the last song where he's like, you know, came, like, written like Nas, but it came from Quentin. He was like, oh my gosh. So he goes back hard at him, and then Kanye goes, well, I can ruin your whole rollout, and just gives it to Pusha to give him the story of Adidon. And then if you think about it, like, Kanye's always had this big, like, rollout beef with Drake.
Yeah.
So, like, Drake announces that Scorpion's coming out in June before Kanye announced his rollout plan. And then Kanye rolls it all out right before Drake does. It's like he just, like, schemed on Drake, got information from him, and then, like, fucked up his whole shit. It's like...
Yeah.
It's kind of like makes Kanye just look like a snake, which is like...
It doesn't change how that album sounds, and it sounds amazing.
Which album?
Kanye's.
See, that's another one whose rollout was completely, like, just... It was
jarred.
But everybody just wanted to hate that album. Like, that album is amazing to me. Like,
Yeah, it'll speak for itself over time.
I hope so, because, like, I still hear people
beautiful.
just, like, talking so much shit about it. And, like...
But that's the fun thing to do.
For sure. But
like when that person who's talking shit is like lit at a party and someone puts on "No, Mama, shiver like a genie on a bottle," they're gonna be like, "Yeah,
yeah, Luna,
it's too good." All that album's so good.
Luna,
Nick,
Luna. Who is that? Who is that guy you met that did the hook for that Kanye song?
I'll save it for his interview.
It's fine. I just want to ask him real quick. He's like Jeremiah's friend, right? Because Aunt Clemens. That's it. Yeah. Aunt Clemens. He doesn't get enough credit for that hook because people thought it was Jeremiah, then people thought it was Valley, and then people like. I thought it was Jeremiah too.
On there, though. That's good. That worked. I know people that when they heard the one where he sampled Panda, they were like, "Oh, he got Future on Pablo." You know what I mean?
Dude, like actual media outlets.
Yeah, said Future,
reported Future is on Life of Pablo while the MSG stream was going.
I would bet you $20 you could find an article that says Jeremiah's verse on All Mine.
It does, yeah, definitely. But
that's like a classic Kanye thing to like bury the lead or like hide the newcomer instead of being like, "Look, I'm helping out the young guy," just being like, "Here he is."
Yeah.
If you think he sounds like someone else, that's your own prejudice. That's your type shit. That's like.
What do you think about the uncredited features? I mean, Ye's kind of always done that, but on Drake's album, I thought it was kind of shitty that on In My Feelings it doesn't say featuring City Girls. Like, they deserve that shine at this point. I feel like.
Yeah, but they're on like the album notes.
Sure, but like Ty Dolla $ign, I mean,
and he's not gonna not give them credit. Like when he's interviewed about that song, he's gonna shout them out. He's not gonna be
Drake doesn't do interviews, but
well, I mean, like any sort of like.
I know that media will cover it. I just never understood why you get like
pop up on stage with that.
Like Drake will put featuring Jay-Z or featuring like Static Major, like the late Static Major, and Ty Dolla $ign when he's got an actual verse on it. But like City Girls has a verse on In My Feelings, and that song went number one. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's better just like to see featuring City Girls on there because then you get that number one.
Yeah,
like,
but it's also like Jay-Z's peak of his game. You're gonna put Jay-Z's name on it because you don't get to make that call.
No, yeah, of course not.
You're gonna put your late friend, like a label mate's name on it because you're honoring his death. Like if you're gonna. Like, if you think City Girls is sweet and you call City Girls, they're the ones that are excited. Like,
I mean, definitely, but, like, features used to never be, like, a way to honor somebody. It was just, like, to show that they were on the song. You know what I mean?
Right, but that's what guys like
it's changed
Kanye
over
and Drake
time,
are doing. Like, they're using their, like, that influence of feature to, like, pay homage and, like, give props and like these kind of things.
And that's honestly my favorite thing about listening to Kanye albums when they come out is that they don't list the features and you get to listen to it like that
Unbiased.
thing. Like when you listen and hear Designer, people were like, "Oh, Future's on this shit," and like, you know, that's cool because like this time I listened to the Ye album with Deo and with Free and Luna and Leo and all them, and we were just like trying to be like, "Oh, this person's on it. Like this person's on it. Like, oh, is that Cudi? Like, is that Cudi on Ghost Town? Like, you know, like all that." And that is like super fun experience. It's just that Drake did it another thing. He did it halfway. Like, I wish that he didn't list his features. Like, he came out with, like, I got Jay-Z and Michael Jackson and Static Major and Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
Like, that's who I got on my album, you know? So
but
it's
when
good.
it's those three. Like,
Yeah, but then just put City Girls. Like, I want to see new people get the shine, especially if Drake's being accused of being a culture
they're on
vulture.
the number one song.
Sure.
They're touring with Lil Baby. Like, they got their shine. Like, they are there. People are aware.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can really justify why he wouldn't put him on there, but, like, I can see that, like, I don't know, he doesn't put Nicki Minaj in the one where he samples, like, her live show.
That's true, but that's a sample, so that's a little different.
That's true, yeah, but...